Welcome to part 2 of Lure, Lure, and Lust of Multi-Level Marketing, the Watts Tragedy. My name is Londa Carter, and I am the recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, that's anti-multi-level marketing, and I also, on occasion, dip my toes into true crime, but if you think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? In part 1, I gave an overview of my experience in multi-level marketing. I also discussed how MLM, multi-level marketing, mentally manipulates you, and explained the connection of personal development, specifically the law of attraction, to MLM. I also reviewed the BITE model, and I chronicled the various different MLMs that Shanann had joined over the years, which include Amway, It Works, Origami Owl, Younique, Usborne Books, 31, and Thrive. We ended part 1 with Thrive entering her life in 2016. This video will cover her time with Thrive, and it will also share those hidden expenses she had as a promoter. I know someone is going to say, but she earned Thrive for free. True, but riddle me this. Did she earn all the products that she sent out as samples? All those mini Thrive experiences, all the giveaways that she would offer, different specials and things. And what other expenses did she cover, but she didn't mention when it came to all those various trips? Oftentimes, when someone is quote unquote making money with an MLM, they don't take into account what they're spending, and they certainly do not share that openly. I discovered that Shanann also used Young Living, which is an essential oil company, in MLM. And overall, MLM products are really super expensive. So not only was she a distributor herself for Thrive, but she also bought various other products from other people involved in other MLMs. I imagine that if we were to tally up the money that she spent on Thrive, the outlay for other business expenses such as travel and the samples and all of that, plus what she spent on other MLM products, it would probably be like in the thousands of dollars. Again, I am not blaming Shanann for what happened to her and her children whatsoever. I believe her story is a cautionary tale. Most people that get caught up in the fantasy of MLM and what it offers, the time freedom, the passive income. And yet, when you look at the numbers and then the time spent promoting the MLM, there's an entirely different story. But when you believe, you just can't even fathom that you were sold a lie, an illusion. Mentally, you have to make what you believe to be true as true. So you throw yourself more into it. You work harder. All the while, you're really not getting ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the story, shall we? 2016. This is when Le-Vel Thrive entered Shanann's life. Now, in order for her to be part of all of this, there were a lot of things that she was doing where initially, remember, you don't have to pay anything to join. But there's team events that she'd go to. There's the annual conference. There's these local vendor events that she had. There's these getaway packages. There's all of these just hidden expenses that, are not disclosed. We have no idea what was being paid for all of this stuff. Meanwhile, they are on the serious struggle bus when it comes to their finances. Addie Maloney, that is someone that Shanann was on this person's team. It's not clear to me if this is like an up line, how far up the chain it goes, but I do know that Shanann and Addie were close friends. Now, Addie was at that rank that Shanann was shooting for, the 200K VIP. That's so much what Shanann wanted. And She was putting forth so much effort for that. And I can remember when I was, neck deep in Beachbody and watching other people who had, kids that were in their videos when they would do lives. And I was always so jealous that, oh, you can at least put your kids in there, because I never felt like I was getting anybody to watch. People seem to love to watch the kids. And when I look at Shanann's video, there's the girls and Chris would be involved. I mean, did they really want to be in those things? I don't know. Was Chris doing it to please his wife? I mean, I know my husband, he took some pictures with me and, he did some lives with me because that's what I wanted him to do. But he wasn't all that down with it. I mean, was Chris into all of this, MLM? Did he believe it as much as she did? Was there ever any tension between them because of the dream? In January of 2016, that is the first time Shanann ever tried Thrive. She went to her very first Thrive convention that April. Well, to do that, you got to buy a ticket to the event. Plus, there's the flight, then there's the accommodations, then there's the food. You see, all of these other fees are, woven in there. Meanwhile, year after year, they're losing money. This is something that I found over on Reddit, so I wanted to share it with you because I found it interesting and it kind of goes along with this story. A while ago, I had to quit my job because my boss got involved with the company Le-Vel, who sells vitamins. Basically, I didn't join up like the other employees and got shunned out of my workplace for not thriving. This stuff is almost $300 a month, which I simply could not afford. So the sales pitch goes, oh, but you can get it for free if you become a promoter under me and sell so much a month. Thankfully, I found another job pretty fast, but now those people seem rapidly desperate to sell these products and recruit people into the company. They use guilt tactics and image memes to make you feel bad about yourself on Facebook. If you say anything negative or skeptical about it, they freak out and jump down your throat like you offended their religion. What is the deal with this company? Is it just me or is it very cult like? And I'm going to say, it's not just you, sister. That's pretty much how it feels when you're in any MLM. If anybody goes against it, it's just like you are so defensive of the company and what it has to offer. Meanwhile, everybody else is looking at you like, I think there's something a little bit off. There's a video on YouTube where Shanann tells her story about how much Thrive has helped her. She joined under her friend Mandy, also known as Amanda, and this is her friend Addie. I looked at Shanann's life events, and you can see from 2016 to 2018, it's filled with Thrive. Again, we don't know her monthly expenditures on MLM. We don't know the number of MLMs she was involved in at this time. We don't know what the product expenditures were. We don't know all the back office fees, if there were any. How much were they? We don't know what she was spending on product to get as samples. We don't know what she was spending to mail out that product as samples. We don't know what she was spending herself on the travel for personal development. If she took some courses for training, how many hours she spent every single day on this. There's a lot we just don't know. Now, in November of 2016, she was having one heck of a group and she created something where there was going to be an event and everybody gets to participate and notice. It's like all MLM. I mean, she really seemed to have surrounded herself not only with just her MLM, but with other MLMs. It seems like it just became such a part of her life. Now, on Sunday, November the 27th, Younique, that's going to be hosted by Shanann, but also she's part of Thrive, which it has December the 2nd, Thrive being hosted by Chris Watts. But we also have mention of LuLaRoe on November 30th, which we know she bought those products. I'm not sure if she ever was a member of it. December 4th, Origami Owl, which we know she was a part of it. December 6th, Lip Sense. I heard her say that she buys Lip Sense. So I'm not sure if there was kind of this, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and I'll buy your products if you buy my products sort of a thing. And overall, MLM products are very overpriced because they have to be because of all the different people that are getting paid from them. And then there's also mention of Usborne books. So as you can see, there's a ton of different MLMs that she either knew people in it or she was buying products. And she was also part of at least two MLMs in 2016, Younique and Thrive. Remember, I talked about the law of attraction. And so I looked through to see, like, did this start to bubble up in her posts? And it did. And I found the first one, and there might have been an earlier one, but the first one I came across was posted on November 19th of 2016 about the law of attraction, 10 things to remember when you feel stuck. Not all MLMs, but a lot of MLMs have this like car bonus thing. And so you're probably familiar with that white Lexus that she drove, right? So in December of 2016, she got that car bonus. And that's something in discovery. It's very mischaracterized. It's very evident. People have no idea how these car bonuses, work. And I'm going to break that down and explain it to you. December 30th of 2016. And here's one of those groups. She's starting at the month of January. Probably had to do with the vision board and what she's going to do. And there's a lot of stuff going on. You get fitness tips, healthy cooking ideas, crafting with the kids, fun DIYs, organizational tips, motivation and inspiration, goals, and much, much more. Look at all of that. And I think of all the things she had to come up with, in order to create that for the group, having run Beachbody groups, I know how much time and energy it takes to do all of that. And you're trying to attract people and get people to buy your product, join your team by offering value. What was really going on? Was she really getting to where she wanted to go? Was she really living that life of her dreams? Was she really on that path towards financial freedom, to time freedom, to passive income? Was any of that really true, or was it just an illusion? Here's an indicator from discovery of that. Addie met Shanann about 3 years prior through Le-Vel. And it does state that Shanann was part of Addie's team. And it mentions a home-based business. And that's something that's very appealing to young moms, moms with young kids, is being able to work at home so you have more time with your family, more time with your children. You're not spending all this money, on childcare and stuff because you're with your kids. So here's a part of discovery. And Addie was estimating that after Shanann hit the rank of 80K, she was now a six-figure income. But if you look at the lower part, it says that it's likely that she was making next to nothing for a couple of years. But everything, changed once she hit that 80K mark. But did it? Did it really? Was she really doing well financially? Because all the evidence that we have is contrary to that. However, Addie does admit it's really hard to tell what Shanann was making. Yeah, none of that stuff is forthcoming because you already saw the income disclosures. I mean, there's a lot of factors going into all of that. And the thing is, if you are bringing in any money from an MLM, that amount could go up and down. It depends on what you're selling. It depends on the volume of your team. It depends on whether or not somebody is leaving your team. There's a lot of juggling that you have to do to keep that Jenga tower up. Remember, Shanann was married before? Well, her ex-husband, his new wife, joined Le-Vel for a little bit, but, fizzled out. So it's unclear to me, like whose team that the ex-husband's new wife was on or knew Shanann. I'm not really sure. However, we're told that Shanann didn't have any benefits through Le-Vel, and that's true. You get no benefits, like how you do if you work for an actual company. She earns commissions. She gets an $800 a month car allowance. However, we're going to get to that car allowance. That is not guaranteed. That's not automatic. You don't just get that. You don't hit it and guarantee it. No, you have to earn it over and over and over and over again. And also, we're told that she gets a couple of trips paid for by Le-Vel, but did they pay for everything? Was she paying for some stuff? What was really going on? We don't know. Chris also hit that car bonus. But the thing is, remember, they only had one car because he was driving a fleet vehicle for Anadarko. So that means that they were getting $300 a month if she was keeping Chris at the rank to be able to get that bonus. Same thing for her car bonus. Now, I do remember in a post or in a video or something that she said that she had gotten the car bonus, I want to say for 28 months. I could have that wrong because I'm going off memory. And sometimes memory's not all what it's cracked up to be. But their mortgage was about $2,700 per month. She was having to hold not only her rank, but also Chris's rank. That Lexus that she got, she would get that $800 bonus if she qualified, but the car was $600. Okay, there's another $200 in her, bank, so to speak. And then she's getting the $300 because Chris has got the car bonus. But do you see how that starts to be like very stressful and you're juggling? Don't you think that would be really, really exhausting? In the discovery, we also find out that for her daughters to attend Primrose School, that they were paying over $500 each week. So over $2,000 for these two little girls to go to school while she is working her MLM business and while her husband is working full time for Anadarko. And they also owed somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000 in credit card debt. Their debt increased again. And there is this whole, again about the car allowance, but remember what I said, you're not guaranteed the car allowance. It's not like when you work for a company and you can sometimes, get a car allowance. It's not that. You got to keep earning it. I told you we were going to get to that whole car allowance thing. You need to have 4 promoters underneath you that are qualified and active. You also have to complete the auto agreement because guess what? It's not in Le-Vel's name. It's in your name. That means if you don't hit that rank and you've signed that lease, whatever that amount is for that car, you have to come up with. You're not going to get it from Le-Vel. You only get it if you hit each month the qualifications you need in order to receive it. Can you imagine how much stress and pressure there was on Shanann to keep selling, to keep recruiting so that she would be able to get that $800? And you get this when you reach the rank of 12K or above. There's also the Auto Elite bonus, which pays $1,600 a month. I don't know if she was, trying to go after that as well. But, we do know that she was at the one for the 800. Now for the 1600, you have to be at the rank of 40K VIP or greater. And now you need 8 promoters underneath you. And 2 of them have got to be at 12K VIP. But what happens if they fall out? You see what I'm talking about? When people move up and down, how it impacts you. How might that have impacted Chris and Shanann with things going up and down? Now I know that Shanann was the one, paying all the bills, and Chris wasn't in charge of any of that. But that had to have been a stressor. That had to have come out in some way. I just can't imagine the pressure that you would feel from knowing you've got to get this in order to get this bonus. Now, here are the membership ranks. Remember, I told you all of this stuff when it comes to how you get paid by MLM. It's always super, super confusing. That's just a hallmark of all of it. But we're told, because we know that Chris, in order for him to get the car bonus, he had to be at least at 2K, which means that he needed to have recruited at least 2 affiliates, and he needed to have downlines generating at least 12,000 points each month. And then for Shanann, we don't know if she ever lost her 80K VIP or not. But she also had to make sure that, her people were producing. Do you see how the 80K, the 12K, this all relates to the volume of your team, the people underneath you. Le-Vel talks about being qualified and active. So when you join, this is what you're told. In order to earn most commissions, you are required to be both qualified and active. Qualified means you have purchased or sold to customers at least 100 PV worth of products since your enrollment. Sold or purchased. How much was Shanann purchasing? Active means you have maintained your personal or customer product orders totaling at least 100 PV per month. How much was she spending? How was she maintaining this? How was she maintaining Chris? What was going on as she chased the dream? That whole getaway thing, found some information on that. So there's one level in which airfare is not included. There's another one that does have airfare that can include up to $500 a person for reimbursement, but we don't know which one that she, what she was getting. We don't know if she went up and down on rank. We don't know that when she went on these getaways, was it costing them? Was she putting things on credit cards? Was it all about, I've got to get to the 200K. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, because she was working very, very hard. But what was coming back to her? Again, I am not putting blame on Shanann at all. I was like Shanann. I understand the mindset of thinking that you just got to keep going. You just got to keep doing it. So in 2017, in January, there's her vision board, Selling Dreams with Illusions. And it's the lifestyle that is being sold. And she has her goal right there, the 200K. She wants to get to that rank. And so they went to the Dominican Republic. And that's all part of the illusion of to sell this quote unquote business opportunity, is to show like these lavish vacations. Then in February of 2017, she and Chris both went to Punta Cana, another lifestyle getaway. Again, we don't know what she spent in order to attend. In April of 2017, Shanann attended the annual Le-Vel convention in Dallas. She would have to buy her ticket to attend, her flight, accommodations, and if she took team members like out for a party, a cocktail party, dinner, or anything, she's going to have to pay for that too. It goes back to, we don't know what all she was spending. But what we do know is that their income was diminishing. The more that she was in this, the longer she was in, they were getting in more and more debt. Shanann attended a local vendor event in April of 2017. So there, I would imagine you're going to have to rent space. You're going to need to have prizes. You're going to need to have samples. I mean, she has more expenditures and we don't know what those are. Gosh, I seem to be repeating myself. If you just heard some little clicks, my dog Tamale just walked up and you're probably going to hear that. This is a huge thing when you join MLM, is to be able to retire from your job. And so Shanann officially retired from Children's Hospital April 7th of 2017. At this time, Bella and Celeste were full-time at Primrose for over $500 a week, and Shanann had not yet reached the rank of 80K VIP. So she was either 12K to 40K. We don't know. So here's a picture of Shanann turning in that badge. She no longer is going to be at the Children's Hospital, officially retiring, turned in her computer and badge. She's going to miss her friends that she's worked with for the last 4 years, but now she says she can do lunch and dinner dates, and she's really excited and looking forward to working from wherever her girls are. Hashtag no more long drives in blizzards. Hashtag no more long overnight shifts. Hashtag no more trolls. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag future. Hashtag boss babe. Hashtag time freedom. Hashtag my family deserves me. Hashtag won't miss anything anymore. Social media becomes part of showcasing your lifestyle with your family and friends, which we see all of that when we look at Shanann's post. But meanwhile, she's looking for that financial freedom. She's looking for that time freedom. She's looking for that passive income. And she's so happy that she got to retire from that job, that just over broke. And I am guessing, because this is often what people want to do when they're in MLM, and you hear it all the time, to retire your husband. She was probably wanting to be able to retire Chris because they can do everything just through Le-Vel. But again, it's that Jenga tower, trying to keep it up, trying to maintain it. In this piece of discovery, we find out that Amanda, who used to be the director at Primrose School, is part of Shanann's downline of Thrive. We also find out that there was someone who worked at Anadarko with Chris that was also a field supervisor that would buy Thrive from him. When I look at this post, it makes me think about different posts that I've made and different posts that many people who've been involved in MLM tend to make. I've been unfriended, I've been blocked, I've been criticized, I've been rejected, I've been the expense of negative DS comments, I've been laughed at, I've been eye rolled, I've been told you're crazy, but I've also been befriended, accepted, praised, recognized for my success, cried on, shared laughs, gained allies, been an inspiration to many, and changed my life forever. There will always be someone waiting in the corner to hate on what you do. Don't pay them attention. Be confident in what you do. Put yourself out there and live a life of service. Seek to bless, not impress. With the right mindset, you will see your business change for the better. Hashtag my story is only beginning. Notice the right mindset. Notice the talk about, like the haters, because anyone who doesn't like MLM, you're just negative. You can't allow any of that to come into your bubble, because when you're involved in multi-level marketing, it is only the way. It is the savior. It is the path to redemption. In this part of the discovery, we find out that Jeremy says that Shanann works 24 hours a day. Didn't I say that with MLM, that you're on all the time? All the time. Jeremy said Shanann posts so much on Facebook, you feel like you are around her. She was constantly on social media. That's what hashtag boss babes do. They're always, always posting. They're going after it, going after it, going after it. It is exhausting. This is another piece of the discovery that I found to be very interesting. This is after everything happened, and when Chris was, quote, texting her or trying to text her, that part of the story. Hopefully you know all of this, but it says it's normal for Shanann to not to respond to his texts because her priority is to respond to her direct salespeople. So I'm guessing that are people on her team, people in her upline, downline, and probably people that she's looking to recruit or possibly be a customer that she then wants to turn into her downline. In October of 2017, there was yet another getaway to Puerto Vallarta. In May of 2017, Shanann went to a team training session in San Antonio. We don't know what the flight cost was. We don't know about the accommodations. We don't know about the food. We do not know the additional costs that were incurred because of this. There's another post about the law of attraction on June 6th of 2017. And yet another getaway, this time to Toronto, occurred on June 26th of 2017. The law of attraction continues to be a big part of Shanann's life. I completely believe in the law of attraction. You attract what you put out. And I also believe in working your butt off for what you want. I don't share this to discuss money, but to share how a solid dream, passion, hard work, and relentless pursuit in the recipe for success. Hope you have a productive Monday. And this is something that Shanann shared. And I think it's wonderful to work hard and all of that, but everything about the law of attraction, it starts to be a bit much because you begin focusing on like, oh, if I don't have what I want, what am I doing wrong? I'm not having the right thoughts. I'm not at the right vibration. I've got to work on myself. Then there's another post on July 22nd, Mindset and Law of Attraction. Do you see how this constantly interweaves within multi-level marketing? It's not just with Le-Vel, it's with any multi-level marketing company. Mindset, law of attraction, those are mainstays. In September of 2017, Shanann attended a team training in Las Vegas. It goes back to there's going to be more expenses. Her flight, accommodations, food, we don't know what else went out the door, all because she's chasing the dream. In September of 2017, again, she attended another local vendor event. You're going to have to rent the space, prizes, samples, and we don't know what other expenses there might have been. We have no idea, but she is working very hard. And one of the things that I know that happened to me when I was in MLM, and also the people who I was surrounding myself with, those like minded people, it's like the rest of your world didn't matter. Anyone that I met, it was always just in the back of my head about, oh, maybe I can recruit them. Maybe I can get them to buy something. There was always just this pressure of like, okay, this person, they became a number. Everybody became a number. Did that happen to Shanann? I just wonder. September 1st, 2017. I'm so excited for September. I already have my goals written down and revising my vision board. My dreams are coming true right before my eyes. But were they? A dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. Did her dream really come true? Did everything she do in multi-level marketing give her what she was looking for? Did her family get what they wanted from life? Was it really everything that she projects, this happy, carefree, everything is fantastic? Because it really seems like it was much more broken. November 7th of 2017, there is another post about the law of attraction. In December of 2017, there's another vendor event. This time, I believe it was in her home. Again, it goes back to having samples, prizes. I mean, there's other expenditures, and we don't know what those were. December of 2017, there was also a success party, and it's unclear to me what the travel arrangements were, whether this was held, and what all happened there, how long she was gone. We just don't know. Now, this is something that I find to be very, very important, and this has to do with the drug and medical claims, because with any MLM, you're not supposed to be making these outrageous kind of claims when it comes to the products. Promoters understand that Le-Vel products are not offered, intended, or considered as medical treatment of any disorder or disease, either mental or physical. But so often you do hear about how it fixed someone, the mental clarity, all of these sort of things. But did it really do all of that? Or is that just part of the story? One of the things that I want to point out, because this is something that people in anti-MLM talk about all the time. You hear people in multi-level marketing talk about their business, their own business. They're not setting their own products, they're not setting rates. It's nothing about your own business. You don't own it. You are an independent contractor, and that's it. And that's what Shanann was. She was an independent contractor. As a promoter, she didn't get anything other than the opportunity to potentially maybe earn. Promoters are not to be considered purchasers of a franchise, nor does the agreement between Le-Vel and its promoters create an employer and employee relationship, agency, partnership, or joint venture. Promoters are strictly prohibited from stating or implying, whether orally or in writing, that their relationship is anything other than what's outlined above. Each promoter shall hold Le-Vel harmless from any claims or damages. Now, the thing is, when you join a multi-level marketing company, they don't teach you anything about how to actually run a business, like how to track your expenditures, so you have gross and net, nothing like that. Nothing about how to deal with taxes. You're just all on your own. So we're told here, as independent contractors, promoters are solely responsible for reporting all income generated to the federal and or state taxing authorities as required by law. Le-Vel does not provide any kind of tax advice. They don't provide any kind of tax training. They just say, consult with tax professionals. Is that really that helpful? So what do you do? How do you get started? Do you see how that's a problem? And this is so that you know that she would receive a 1099. Now, I have worked as a contractor myself. I am an instructional designer. That means someone who designs and develops training. And I did that after I was laid off and everything. I did do some contract work. And so you get a 1099 for your taxes, but we don't know what she was writing off. We don't know if she knew what to write off. We have no idea, but I have a feeling that their taxes was probably a bit messy. Watchdog Truth in Advertising reported a whole bunch of different posts that have been problematic. This is the Thrive Health Claims database. But this also, there is an outcome. And most of these things were taken down. But as you can see, there's posts about arthritis, migraines, pain, breast cancer, all of these things, anxiety that Thrive is helping with. That's a huge no-no. In 2020, the Direct Selling Self-Regulatory Council, get that right there? Self-regulatory. It is literally, it's like the fox guarding the hen house. Anyway, so there is this inquiry about what's going on with Le-Vel and with all these things that basically Truth in Advertising is making claims about. Le-Vel argued that there is another reason it is confident that promoters in its program are not at risk for loss of money or other harm. Le-Vel does not require any payments or fees to sign up for or participate in the company's program. And Le-Vel's auto bonus, VIP bonuses, travel benefits, and millionaire award all can be earned without any out-of-pocket expenditures by the company's promoters. How can you do all of that without paying anything? This, the company maintained, eliminates a crucial factor driving enforcement by the FTC and other authorities with respect to income claims, the concern that lavish lifestyle claims could entice consumers to make large initial payments to get into the program and to continue to make large payments, when in fact most participants in such programs do not earn back their initial and continuing investments. Because Le-Vel does not require such payments, it maintains that the company's program does not threaten the types of harm about which regulators are legitimately concerned, heavy losses by a substantial proportion of the participant population. While the company's position is that the claims permitted by Le-Vel policies are fair and accurate, Le-Vel nonetheless stated that it believes that consumers cannot be harmed by joining the program because they will not lose money by such participation. Tell Shanann and her family that she didn't need to spend anything, because you know what? She was making a lot of posts about sending out samples. Postage, last time I checked, that costs money. I don't know if she was getting just her products all for free. I'm not so sure about that, because whenever there is something new that comes out, it's going to launch. Is that what's sent to her that's free each month, or is she buying the product? Again, we don't know. I think there's just a lot of stuff about how Le-Vel actually operates. We don't know. And because this didn't go to trial, we're not going to really know, because companies like this keep these things hidden. This part of the document tells us that Le-Vel is recommended to engage in effective training and monitoring its promoters and use of appropriate enforcement procedures to provide reasonable assurance that earnings claims made by its promoters are substantiated, contain appropriate disclosures, and are not misleading. And I want to know, What do they mean by effective training? Because if you have effective training, that means that you are going to use an evaluation strategy. And I have never seen a single MLM use any form of evaluation. I have never even seen anything being aligned with the content objectives or anything. Particularly the training that I've seen of multi-level marketing falls very short of being effective. This is New Year's of 2018, and this is the beginning of the last part of this family's life together. By 2018, debt had climbed up again. There was at least $70,000 in debt. The joint checking account, there was about $864. There was two savings accounts that had $9.51. And yet, Shanann portrayed the dream. Always that everything smiles and everything was perfectly fine. Meanwhile, it's falling apart. Financially, they're falling apart. Debt is climbing. They are just drowning in all the debt, which I allege is caused by MLM. Shanann had a vision board party. This is something that's very, very common when you're in MLM. So it lets us know what her vision board was for 2018. Again, her goal of that, reaching that 200K to her, that was everything. She was working hard towards that because once you reach that, it's like, okay, now I can relax. Now, okay, we're going to be able to take a breath. I'm not going to have to work so hard. But the thing is, you're always going to have to work hard, super hard, when you're in MLM. In April of 2018, Shanann attended the annual conference for Le-Vel. Ticket, flight, accommodations, food. We don't know what all extra expenses there were, but I highly doubt Le-Vel was paying for everything. They typically don't. In May of 2018, Shanann appeared in the Le-Vel magazine. And as a successful promoter, she said that there were three things you have to do: believe in yourself, be willing to step outside of your comfort zone, and always to follow up. On May 14th of 2018, there was another post about the law of attraction. This time it featured Tony Robbins. May 17th of 2018, there's a post by Gary Vaynerchuk. You may or may not have ever heard of them. If you want to know the secret is a book and a movie all about the law of attraction. Or what I think of the law of attraction, I think that they only go so far. You can be at home and sit on the couch all day and wish you had two Lambos and a yacht or $100 million business, but unless you actually put in the work, you'll never get to the place. And I think Shanann was saying, see, you got to put in the work. And that is something that is ingrained in you in multi-level marketing. Put in the work, put in the work, put in the work, harder, 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 harder. May 25th, there's a post about John Maxwell. John Maxwell is someone who frequently appears when it comes to multi-level marketing, and I can't remember the name of his book off the top of my head. May 31st, Shanann made a classic post basically calling having a job the real pyramid scheme, and she has Eric Worre. Eric Worre is one of those multi-level marketing type coaches. And it's all like, oh, no, thanks. Looks like a pyramid. But the thing is, when an organization is referred to as, quote, a pyramid scheme, because often when it comes to multi-level marketing, people say, like, isn't that a pyramid scheme? There's a difference. When there's a pyramid scheme, you're recruiting, there's not a product. When there's this business opportunity, like Le-Vel, like Beachbody, there's recruiting, but there's a product associated with it. And it has to do with the structure of it, meaning you are at the top, you're upline, and then it grows out. And so they always try to tell you that you really are in the real pyramid. But the thing is when you have an actual job and you work for a company, you get what you're expecting. You get a wage, you get benefits. You're not running around trying to make sure you get that car bonus. You're going to get it if that's part of your package. In June of 2018, Chris and Shanann traveled to San Diego for yet another one of these lifestyle getaways. And I find it interesting how they call it a lifestyle getaway, because MLM always is about promoting the lifestyle, the lifestyle, the lifestyle. June 3rd of 2018, Shanann was giving back. Now, this is something I find interesting because I did see a number of times when she's talking about, you'd like this $25 from her company. Now, I don't know if she was giving gift cards that had $25 on it or something like that, because I know that's a tactic that some other multi-level marketing companies, the distributors, will use. And then she also does have this, drop this little party hat if you want a 3-day mini experience on her. So she's going to have to, make sure she has those samples, and she's going to have to mail them out. Again, I go back to the expenses. All of this to be part of this MLM, it's costing her a lot. June 11th of 2018 is the, I guess now infamous, "Oops, we did it again" video of when Chris found out that Shanann was pregnant with their third child. Now, one of the things, remember when we go back about all the you can't make different claims? Shanann believed because of Thrive, that's why she was able to become pregnant with Nico. And I find that a little bit scary, because is that something that she was going to tell people? Is that something that other people were going to believe, that Thrive products would help them get pregnant and they were having a difficult time? It makes me really uncomfortable to think that she believed this. I found some information about the side effects and risk when it comes to Thrive. Thrive patches are not recommended for anyone under the age of 18, as well as pregnant or breastfeeding women. However, as they haven't been studied, no side effects have been listed on the Le-Vel website. That said, anecdotal reports on websites and forums suggest possible side effects such as skin rashes at the site of the patch, anxiety, nausea, stomach cramps, palpitations, and headaches have also been cited by people taking the products. These reports are hard to verify, but may be attributed to the products taken by consumers using the plan. June 6th of 2018, Shanann's post says, "Some of you think I'm crazy. Some of you probably unfollowed me. Some of you may have joined me. Some of you love me. Some of you only know the Thriver side of me. Some of you have no idea how every day before I started Thrive, I was barely surviving, fake smile, canceled plans, you name it. No matter what anyone thinks of me, I have to make sure I'm doing right by myself, my health, my family, and my kids' future. I thrive because it's premium nutrition and the first nutritional supplement that I've ever taken that I actually feel it working. I feel the gut support, the focus, the mental clarity, especially the aches and discomfort support. I'm happy, I'm energetic with no 2 p.m. crash. I feel alive. Don't knock it till you experience it." Now, I have to wonder, is all of this actually true? Or was she still doing fake smiles, because it's all about the dream. It's all about the illusion. It's all about the lifestyle that you too can have it if you do exactly what I'm doing. In June of 2018, this is when NK entered the picture. And I'm kind of wondering, was it attractive to Chris that this is a woman who was not part of MLM? Because I'm presuming she wasn't. I don't know that she was. I've never seen anything that NK was part of any MLM. And if that's the case, imagine that meanwhile your wife is always just on the phone all the time, doing all these lives. Now all of a sudden, here's this woman that's like the complete polar opposite. Do you see how possibly that could have been like some sort of a pull? July 14th, 2018 is when Shanann posted this picture of buying the first outfit for her third child that she was pregnant with while she was on a trip to North Carolina for 5 weeks. It's during this time that Chris's affair with NK picked up. In July, that's when NK and Chris became physical. This is part of the discovery with Shanann's dad, and within it, it lets us know that he doesn't really know all that much about that car. He says that she got her Lexus, through Thrive, and that Thrive is the one that's paying for it. He doesn't understand, the ins and outs of what I've explained to you, that she's got to keep making that rank time and time again in order to get that bonus to be able to pay for that car. But he also said that he and his wife use the products. And I'm kind of wondering, are her parents part of her downline? Because that's often what will happen is when you join MLM, and I'm presuming this is what happened and why Chris was part of her downline, because I did this for my husband. I signed up my husband too. I'm presuming that's what Shanann did because, she's wanting to hit like that first rank. And then you get other family members involved with it so you can be at a particular rank. And it makes me kind of wonder, did she do things for them as well so that they could hold the rank? Because all of that impacts whether or not she's earning bonuses if she has the right level of volume. An employee at Anadarko does tell us that Shanann talked to him about the whole Thrive thing. So this just tells me that anytime she has that opportunity, she's giving people the Thrive spiel over and over again because she's got to get those people on her team. She's got to get people buying that product because that's how she's going to be able to get the car bonus. That's how Chris is going to be able to get the $300 car bonus. She's got to keep on going, 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 going. This is another Anadarko employee, and it does let us know that Shanann was gone on a business trip about every other month for Thrive. It goes back to what was she paying to go on all of these trips? They were not like all inclusive and paid for by Le-Vel. On August 9th of 2018, Shanann boarded a plane for Scottsdale, Arizona, where she attended a leadership seminar. She returned on August 13th of 2018. We don't know what her flight cost, what the accommodations arrangements were, but there is a hashtag doctor approved because at this time, Shanann was pregnant with her third child, who unfortunately would never be born. Within the discovery, I found that at least 200 people were signed up underneath Shanann. Now, in order to really make the big bucks in MLM, you need a lot more people than that. But if any of these people leave, it will impact her. Plus, she's hoping that they're going to build their teams so she'll earn more. It just is a house of cards. This is part of Chris Watts's interview. So we're going to start here. Another leader back, someone supporting her sales. Yeah. What about people who, because she's in sales, what about customers she tries to reach out to because she doesn't even know? How does she do that? Messenger. You message strangers. She either is on her Facebook page because it's public. Okay, so she has friends on Facebook. Yeah, that might someday they think might want Thrive, that they can reach out to her. You see, and that's what happens when you're on the Facebook, when you're in MLM and you're making these connections and you're like, okay, anyone just might one day potentially, possibly, maybe get this project and then perhaps join my team. In this part of Chris's interview, we find out that Chris is underneath her. Okay, so you don't do Thrive? I do, but she kind of runs it. Okay, do you do it separately from her then? It's a different team, but okay, I'm under her. So his volume is counting towards her volume. Again, does it go back to her parents? Do they have volume too? Is she paying for them? What's going on there? How many people is she trying to keep at a particular rank? We don't know. On August 13th of 2018, sadly, Shanann, her unborn child, and both of her daughters lost their life. They were reported as missing on the 15th, and then on the 16th, their bodies were found. On August 21st of 2018, Chris was charged with first-degree murder. And then on November 19th of 2018, he was sentenced to consecutive life sentences. Because this case was never tried, there's so much we will never know about the impact of multi-level marketing on Shanann, on Chris, on her family, on her friends, on anybody who touched her life. Now, apparently, after Shanann's death, people were trying to sell more of Thrive. I've heard that there was kind of like an uptick. What I find interesting is people who are not interested, probably people who are against this type of business structure, they would have bought something to be supportive, a t-shirt or something. They just don't want to have anything to do with multi-level marketing. And that would be me too. I would gladly wear something that says shine like Shanann, because I am so very saddened by her life and her children's lives being cut short. It is really such a tragedy, and I just can't help but believe that multi-level marketing somehow is part of the puzzle and part of the reason for this tragic ending. Now, post-mortem, Shanann did reach that 200K through her parents. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, that her mother has her team now. I've also heard that Shanann's brother is part of Le-Vel. I don't know if that's true, but I am concerned for them, because one of the things that happens is people who have any kind of fame. For instance, Holly Marie Combs, she played Piper on Charmed. She joined the MLM called Monat, which, as a matter of fact, that is the company that Shanann's credit card was rejected for on the night that she lost her life. She was trying to buy a Monet product. So I just kind of wonder if there was that whole you scratch my back, I scratch yours. When I was seeing some of the footage, I looked into the bathroom cabinet and it looked like there were some kind of essential oils in there, which if there were, I'm thinking it's Young Living or it's doTERRA, because it seems like any product that could possibly be from a multi-level marketing company, it was in Shanann's life. And I am concerned about anyone who is thinking that they do need to follow this dream, because this dream can end up in an absolute nightmare. Most people, thankfully, don't lose their lives because of MLM, but you can lose a lot of money, time, family members, because you are willing to get rid of people, and it can change you and damage you psychologically. So much so you have no idea that you're walking around with some damage because of everything you went through in MLM. Oh, that was a lot. Again, I'm not blaming Shanann, not at all. I'm not taking sides on anything, but I just know in my heart that being part of Le-Vel and being part of all these other companies had to have impacted her in some way. She seems almost as if she was like obsessed or addicted to this idea of what these companies will tell you. Now, I've interviewed someone that had been a member of 24 different MLMs. It happens. This is not something that is just, uncommon. There are people that will try again and again and again and again, because I think if they go to a different company, and I'm kind of wondering, did this happen to Shanann? If I go to this company, this is going to be the thing. They had a bad product, but I'm going to go here and everything is going to be okay. I don't know. But I do know that we lost a beautiful woman and 3 beautiful children because MLM was involved in their lives. I really, really, really suspect that. And I don't know what happened that night. None of us do. We weren't there. And I don't know if we'll ever know. And I don't know if anybody will ever understand what happened and why. It's just absolutely haunting, and it's absolutely just gut-wrenching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this does serve as a cautionary tale of how People can be impacted with MLM, and it just sneaks into your psyche and takes over your life, because that happens to so many people. I know it took over my life. Everything was about trying to, get to that rank, do that next thing. And that's what I see when I look at Shanann, just obsessed with getting there. I think she could have done so many wonderful things. Imagine if she had gotten her license in real estate or something. I mean, she obviously was talented at sales. She obviously had a lot of different talents. I think she could have contributed so much, but it's because of MLM getting in there and her believing so much, in my opinion, that something happened. And I hope that at least one person will see this and realize that that dream that they think that they're going to have because of MLM is really a nightmare. Again, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time, and remember, you're beautiful and I love you.